It's a big picture. I guess we got the room for it today. Here. That shit, guys. Hello. Oh, good morning. Long time no see. I was expecting to lose half of you after explaining who God is, you know. But you know, it's just the Bible. The Bible tells us these things. You know, the one of the symbolisms of our Bible is that the earth references is our brain. It also is showing that we are unbalanced. We have an unbalanced mind. It only means that this one side's working for us, the other side isn't. So it's this idea that half of the brain weighs us down and breaks us down. And the business of the Bible is to make the mind one, to be able to bring in a bit of wisdom or bring in this Holy Ghost, the female energy of some kind, to fill the space and to make the individual whole. And this brings the lower mind to a higher place, and that the lower mind does this transfer from being the beast of Scripture to the prince. And that's the way all these stories work in here, is that, well, first we have a lot of time that we have to serve the beast. And then after that time, no longer do you have to serve the beast. And how I found this story to be everywhere, at least a code oriented, and we have found them over the last couple of chapters, and other banned books from the Bible are all considered lost to the Bible. But look here, we are in a let me see if I can move me out of the way to see the keys of life and death, and it's the tablet, the emerald tablets, Thoth. And this one in particular, this is 10, 11, a 12, and a 13. That makes a 4. All right, that's a world. And yes, all of these things here follow the Bible code beautifully. All right, even though the Bible supposedly comes many, many years later, it's the same code. It's the same information. It is the exact same information, just different names and stuff like that. And I think in the next one, the final, there's one more, I think number 14 in Thoth is a 5. It's going to talk about the brethren. 5, it actually names all the different people. And there's this one that takes them through the underworld. This probably would wind up being Jesus, the one that takes us through the underworld, the one that decides whether or not you've finished your works, sends you back to earth. Let's read this. Let's bend an ear to this. List ye, O man, hear ye the wisdom. Hear ye the word that shall fill thee with life. Hear ye the word that shall banish the darkness. Hear ye the voice that shall banish the night. Now, remember in our Bibles, in the beginning, was maker of dark and light. God said one was the ruler over the darkness, and of course we get this construed with the earth and the sun and the moon. But in symbolism, it's representing what's on the outside of us. It's the sun. What's on the inside of us is the moon. So this is the idea that the heaven is on the inside of us, and the earth is on the outside of us. And so it also is representing the right and left sides of our brain, whereas the left side of our brain is the land, and the right side of our brain is the sea. Mystery and wisdom have I brought to my children. Knowledge and power descended from old. Know ye not that all shall be open? That means everything's hidden shall be brought to the open. When ye shall find the fullness of all. One that shall be with the masters of mystery, conquerors of death, masters of life. Hey, ye shall learn of the flower of an amenity, the blossom of life. It shines in the halls in the spirit. Shall ye reach the halls of amenity and bring back the wisdom that life that liveth in light? Know ye the gateway to power is secret. Know ye the gateway to life is through death. Aye, through death, but not as ye know death, but a death that is life and a fire and its light. Let's stop here for a moment. Said a lot of things. The gateway to this place is death. It's hidden from us. That gateway is meditation, all right? And that's the idea. This is not the death as you know it. And this is what we teach on this channel from our Bible, the King James Bible. But look, here we hear it thousands and thousands of years before. All right. And so we get this idea, desireth you to know the deep, hidden secrets. Are we in the right place? Yes. This of the halls of the anonymity or whatever this is. That's the insides of us, the halls. This is, this is the place where we go. This is deep in earth's heart lies this flower. Deep in it, that's our soul. All right. We want to water this flower, the seed, correctly. All right. It says it binds or know that the earth is celestial man reveal the secret of old. Deep in earth's heart lies the flower, the source of the spirit that binds all its form. Or know ye that the earth is living in body, as thou art alive in thine own form, in thy own formed form. The flower of life is as thine own place of spirit when streams through the earth. As thine flows through thine form, giving of life to the earth and its children, renewing the spirit from form unto form. This is the spirit that is the form of thy body, shaping and molding it in its form. So, I am responsible for all my bad language and all my bad talents, but it winds up being that that's who I'm made. It's who God made, and God's pretty pleased with me. Although I can learn not to do it as much, but still, that idea is that there's nothing wrong. It's a shame that you feel so terrible about my terrible language, and it's just a shame that I feel so light about it, my own self, But I was been called a faggot and all these terrible things since I was a kid. And I've kind of grown really hardened over these terrible terms that, that no matter how terrible it is, it just doesn't seem to just shift me anymore. And that wasn't because of the change here. It's just that I've grown hardened. I think I've taken some pain, my time, So this flower, deep in earth's heart lies this flower. And this is that seed we talk about later on or earlier and all the times that needs to be set free. And it's this thing, this beautiful thing that actually brings about a balanced mind. Know ye, O man, that thy form is dual, balanced in polarity, while form is while formed in its form. Know that when fast or the death approaches, it is only because thy balance is shaken. It is only because one pole has been lost. Now, this is where I teach people that God is this energy of polarity, that we have two ends. God on one end, the hot or red side. When you have something, an energy that's in polarity, it's in the energy form where it's in a balanced situation, where you've got, like in our situation, we've got matter on the lower side of things, and we've got spirit on the higher side of things. This is polarity, and they are pulled against each other in a way that in this situation, this is God. This is God. A balanced mind, working perfectly. But we come into world with just father. Mother's gone. This is the source of an unbalanced mind, or a double mind. All right. And so this is the situation of that mind, that lower mind is heavy, drags us down. And this is the source of our problems. And so we say here, it says here that know ye that, let's see, know ye, O man, that thy form is dual. And it is balanced in polarity while formed in the form, while you're in life, where you're alive. It is only because one pole has been lost. Because when you have mother, when the mother settles in on this other side and the Holy Ghost comes in, you now are brought out of a spiritual death into life, and you can taste death no more. You cannot go, you can't die, and it's nothing that you can go backwards from this point on. It's not, you can't give it back, you know. So death approaches to those people that that doesn't have this other side of their body to them. All right, and that's the reason they just didn't make it. Now they're gonna have to come back again and do it all over again. And it says, "There's know that the secret of life in amenity is the secret of restoring the balance of wholes. All that exists has form and is living because of the spirit of life in its poles." So right now, the spirit of life, this is about restoring the poles. This is, north and south. We're talking about mother and father. It's basically what we're talking about. Honor and mother and father. Restore those poles, and everything will be just fine. The same information. It says here, see ye not that in earth's heart, see ye not, this is a question, is the balance of all things that exist and have been on its face. The source of thy spirit is drawn from earth's heart. For in the form thou art one with the earth. For while in form you are one with the earth. Now, I'm going to go into some more symbolism. It's drawn out of the heart. And this is the idea of what's inside of us, and the sea and the water. Okay? Noah is born. And then he is, he's not Noah. Is it Noah? Moses. Goodness gracious. Moses is born. And of course, there's a decree that all the men, all the young men should be killed, right? Unless, because this was a decree. That's the way the stories were. We're going to kill that guy because he's going to raise up and be a boss one day. So Moses means to be drawn out of the water. And that's what Moses is pulled and drawn out of the water and into the hands of a false woman, false mother. And becomes, later on, tears these people up, This is how it works. He had to grow up and serve the bitch first. All along his mom was around. When he discovered her, everything came changing. Oh my goodness. Then the stories begin. After he's killed an Egyptian, he's the next thing he does is he's at a well and he meets 7 sisters or 7 daughters or 7 something, right? And runs off with Zipporah, the oldest one of them all. And their father's name was Midian. The Midian, he's, oh my goodness, you guys, what's in the middle? Oh my goodness. I don't see how it's just so symbolic. So symbolic. And it's beautiful. Let's see, where else? When thou hast learned to hold thine own balance. That's the meditation. When thou hast learned to find then shall thou draw on the balance of earth. Exist then shall you while earth is existing. All right, so exist then shall thou while earth is existing. Changing in form only when earth too shall change. Tasting not of death, but one with this planet, holding thy form till all pass away. It's pretty wild shit, you guys. Now, think about this, all right? When thou hast learned to hold thy own balance, this is where you going into meditation. Holding your own balance is to take no thought, and to do it while you are alive. It says, exist then shall thou while earth is existing. While you're still alive, you have to do this while you're still alive. All right? And with this you shall taste not of death. All right? But you'll become one with this planet. All right? You'll be the planet, the earth becomes one. This is the kingdom in our world, God's kingdom. Holding thy form till all pass away. This is meditation, falling asleep, till all fall asleep, okay? Yes, thee, O man, whilst I give the secret, so that ye too shall taste not of change. 1 hour each day shall thou lie with thine head pointed to the place of the positive pole to the north. 1 hour each day shall thou head be pointed to the place of the negative pole to the south. Whilst thy head is placed to the northward, hold thy consciousness from the chest to the head. And when thy head is placed southward, hold thy thought from the chest to the feet. Hold thou in balance. Once in each 7. All right, this is each in 7. This is each in one of the 7 places. Aye, and if thou be old, this is where I fit in. Thy body will freshen. Thy body will freshen. What is this? I can't stop this. Hello?
Hey, Rick, Marlene Carbonell. You know me?
I'm not sure.
Okay, we did the Strand thing one time together.
Oh, yeah. What's up?
Anyway, I'm doing a project right now. Have you ever seen the movie To Kill a Mockingbird?
Oh, yes. Hey, darling, why don't you call me back in 10 minutes? I'll be finished with what I'm doing. All right? Call me back in 10 minutes and I'll be right there. All
Where
right?
are you?
Well, at home, but I got to get something done. And I'll call you and you can call me back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
Call back.
Thank you. People. All right, let's keep this going. Okay. And if you be old, thy body will freshen, and thy strength will become like youth. I'm wondering about that. All right. Maybe over time. There's a secret known to the masters by which they hold off the fingers of death. Neglect not to follow the path I've shown. For when thou hast passed beyond years to 100, to neglect it will mean the coming death. All right. Wow, that's pretty cool. I'm not so sure that what it means. This idea that do not. He was telling us how to ward off death. All right. How do you ward off death? By going into this meditation, connecting right side and left sides of your brain together, going the way of Jesus. In order to do this, walking in that valley, in that shadow, congregating to each one of these situations, the north and the east and the south and the west and all this business, and you can save yourself. That's what it's talking about. It's so you beat death. So when everyone goes to sleep and dies, you're still alive and well and happy. This idea that you no longer die. You've broken the cycle of death and life, and death and life and death and life. You're just always going to be alive now, forever and ever. And, I haven't read very much from this particular place or point in our lives what happens to us, but it does say things. It's interesting. Let's continue on with these stories. So this is the idea that these masters, by which they get this done before they're old, it's a secret known to the masters. Me. Hear ye my words and follow the pathway. Keep thy balance and live on in life. This is Jesus saying, God, people that can maintain Israel. This is a maintaining Israel. For those that can maintain Israel. This idea that if you can keep it going, then good things can happen. And so I guess this is and there's no going backwards, So he says, hear me, do this before you're old, before you die. Come on. He's told us the secrets, how to do it, which way to point our heads and things, Hear ye, O man, listen to my voice, listen to the wisdom that gives thee of death. When at the end of thy work appointed, that thou may desire to pass from this life. Pass to the plain where the sons of the morning live, and have being as children of light. This is where they want you to pass. So when you pass, you'll pass over to this place. Oh, I call this going up the river. All right. Sons of the morning live and have being as children. Pass without pain and pass without sorrow, and to the plain where is eternal light. All right, so at the end of thine works appointed, this is when it's finished. When Jesus says it's finished, I've done all my works. It says that when at the end of thine works appointed, you may desire to pass from this life. You want to get out of the old one and get into the new one. So and then you want to pass over to the sons of the morning. Perhaps that's where we are right now. All right. Well, we'll only know as time goes. First lie at rest with thine head to the east, folding thy hands at the source of thy life. That's the solar plexus. That's where the seed of Satan, right there. Right there. Stomach. The stomach chakra. Place thou thy consciousness in the seat, in this life seat, whirl it and divide it to the north and to the south. Send thou they one toward the north, send thou the other out to the south. Relax, hold upon thy being, forth from thine form, from you, will thy silver spark fly. Okay, that silver spark, that's your little boy, that's the Son of Man. Upward and onward to the sun of the morning, blending with light, at one with its source. That's mother, father, at one. This is what we're doing when we go into meditation. There it shall flame till desire shall be created. Then shall return to a place in a form. That form is you. Know ye, O men, that thus pass the great souls, changing at wills from life unto life. Thus ever passes the avatar, willing his death as he wills his own life. That means you're responsible for this. You're responsible for this. Lest ye, O man, drink of my wisdom, learn ye the secret that is master of time. Learn ye how those ye call masters are able to remember the lives of past. I haven't really been able to do any of that either. All right? Lives past. Learn ye how those ye call masters, are able to remember the lives of the past. Great is the secret, yet easy to master, giving to thee the mastery of time. When upon thee death of fast approaches, fear not, but know ye are masters of death. Relax the body. Resist not with tension. Place in thy heart the flame of thy soul. Swiftly then sweep it to the seat of the triangle. I think that's right here. Hold for a moment. Then move the goal. This, thy goal, is the place between thine eyebrows. The place where the memory of life must hold sway. Hold thou thy flame here in thy brain seat until the fingers of death grasp thy soul. Then as you pass through the state of transition, surely the memories of life shall pass too. Then shall the past be one with the present. Then shall the memory of all be retained. That's just being restored. Free shall thou be from all retrogression. That means it can go backwards. The things of the past shall live in today, and nothing changes. Things of the past still live today. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, I know this was long, and and I just read it straight off. There's nothing secret here in this business. It's so cool. And it's talking about changing, going from one place to another. be doing one thing first and having to do another. It's absolutely beautiful. And this is the same thing that I teach, same thing Jesus taught, same thing that's in our Bible. It's right there. Right there. All right. Hope you guys are well. Hope you got something out of this. I know it's long. You haven't heard from me in a while. It's about time. No one listens to me anyways. So, best to you.